Welcome to MRU E-Learning, powered by Malla Reddy University. Myself, Rampavan Sai, Department of IT, School of Engineering, Malla Reddy University. So today my topic is on RAG. So first of all, we have to know why it was going to use it and how it was going to develop it. So what is RAG? It was developed from traditional applications built with normal programming patterns. So initial days, we have to discuss that when you develop any kind of web applications or web pages, first we have to do front end and back end and so on. So we are going to do, it was a traditional pattern base. It's a traditional application. Later on, it was developed to machine learning applications where models assist on automate parts of the logic. We don't need to write like every part of the program. So we are making some logical parts to conclude this. So later on that, it was developed to AI applications. The application that integrate advanced models such as large language models, nothing but LLMs. Nowadays, most of the organization institutions are using their own LLMs to shortware the forms. Later on, it was developed with the AI agents, the system that can reason, plans, act, and use tools autonomously. So when you're going to give any kind of prompts or inputs, it was automatically, they will develop the reasons, plans, acts, and use of tools. So these are the things it was going to do autonomously. Later on, it was developed with the AGI, nothing but artificial general intelligence, a hypothetical system capable of general human level intelligence across a broad range of tasks. So coming to RAG, it was lies between AI applications and AI agents. So it expands AI applications by adding contextual knowledge retrieval, but does not yet reach the autonomous or full of AI agents. So it was lies between these two applications. Whatever these two can able to do, the RAG will also give the same level of outputs. So coming to that, they are having some kind of limitations. First of all, what is RAG? So R is nothing but retrieval, A is nothing but augmented, G is nothing for generations. Retrieval. For example, if you ask any kind of information to your system or a mobile, so it was retrieve the data of whatever you have required. So retrieve means bringing the storage that what you have stored inside a system or in any applications. Augmented. Nowadays, in real life, we are seeing any kind of augmented, like any kind of special filters. When you're using any kind of mobile photos, so we are using some special effects, nothing but augmented. So generation is nothing but generating of these kind of effects. So LLM, nothing but LLM having some kind of limitations. We'll discuss some of them. So what is your knowledge cutoff date? For example, if you see, we are using a number of AI tools nowadays, like ChatGPTs and Perplexity and so on, etc. So it was also having some kind of knowledge cutoff days. So knowledge cutoff date is the specific point in the time after when which an AI model has not been trained on the new data. It represents the boundaries of model factual knowledge. For example, if I see recent scenarios, if you ask to any kind of AI tools, let recent matches like cricket match, football match, whatever it may be, if you ask me, it was not having any kind of data or any kind of information to it. So I have given some example like a screenshot, you can see. So I have opened the ChatGPT and I have given the prompt like, what is your knowledge cutoff date? It was clearly mentioned, my current knowledge cutoff is June 2024. Means it was having the knowledge up to, the data is stored up to June 2004. So that means it was trained on the date up to the point with some additional updates and safety improvements. After, if you need anything, check it that might be more recent, just let me know. So if you give any recent scenarios, so it can't give the exact answers what you have required. So the data it was showing is about June 2024. It's on ChatGPT. At the same time, it was same applicable to the Perplexity and other AI applications as well. So LLM, large language module having knowledge cutoff date. So LLM does not having the answer from the recent data. So this is one of the limitation. Coming to the next limitation. If we require data from any organization, institution, and companies, so there more is on code and documentation. It won't having the data because it was their proprietary data. So they don't host in a public networks. So ChatGPT does not have the proprietary data. So recent days, if ChatGPT is providing any kind of thing, not ChatGPT, any kind of AI tools provide the data, whatever in the company. For example, if see any kind of MNC company or favorite company, whatever the company is there, if you see, if you ask the AI tool that I want these kind of code lines, what are the policies, what are the rules and the regulations, what are the agreements it was going to do, what was the research analysis it was going to do, the ChatGPT does not provide these kind of things because these are comes under proprietary data, because code and documentations both are private. So in these situations, they won't allow these companies to the public network, host in a public network. The secondary part, but these companies are using VPNs to secure their data. It was a different topic, but coming back to it's a second kind of limitation. Coming to third one, what is your context window or max size? So for example, if you see, if you have a documentation, recent scenarios, we can't read the 4 to 5 pages of like theoretical part or document part, whatever it may be. We need to get in a simplified, precise way to understand. So what we are going in a daily scenario ways, like we'll take a snap or copy the document data and we enter into the AI tools. So it was giving, and we have to give the prompt like it was, I need like in a precise way. So it was taking like in a precise way, it was study all the data within a seconds and it give you precise way in a simple and small format. So we can easily understand. But it was also having some kind of limitations. Like, let's see, context window refers to the amount of text measured in tokens that the model can consider at one time. When generation a response, it essentially acts as the model short-term memory, holding both your input, the prompt, and the model is preview. For your easy info, I'll make you a simplified screenshot. I have given ChatGPT what is your context window or max size. It was clearly mentioned my context window is approximately 200,000 tokens. So about words depending on context, 1500 to 1300 context means nothing but if you give you 4 to 5 pages of document, it can easily read and it can give you the output. For example, if you have given you one textbook or a book, complete book to understand, give it a precise way. When there is also some having certain limits. For coming to the ChatGPT, it was only accept 200,000 tokens only. So it won't accept more than that. If I give more than the book, it won't accept that. So 200 token context window, it means you can provide more than 200 tokens context window, it won't be hold. So for example, if you give 210,000 tokens book context as the summary to the ChatGPT, it can't provide the answers. Not only ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever AI tools we are having, there is also having some kind of token limits. Until that it was extended, won't going to display for us. So the next limitation, if you ask any question to the ChatGPT or any LLM, so it will be get the data from server and server get the data from the database. So for example, if the company provides ChatGPT access to the employees and the employee as the query of the project to the ChatGPT and the data will be stored in the LLM, so it's having the data privacy concerns. For example, if I'm working in any company or MNC or a startup, whatever it may be, so if I'm working in any company, so having query in the project. So if I ask the query thing to the AI tools that was provided by the company, so it was going to access, like for example, if you see, if you are using a Google or Firefox, what are the AIs like tools, search engine tools. So if you use it after a few times, sometimes you can able to get the history, what you have used, what you have retrieved the data, what you have done the part. So at the same way, the same thing is going to happen in this AI tools, ChatGPTs and LLMs. So whatever you have asked, it was going to store in that. So these kind of privacy things is also a concern for the AI LLMs. So because of that reasons, there is a limitations for them. So these are the limitations of LLMs. Now, to solve these limitations, we are having 4 limitations as of now. So we have to solve this limitation. The RAG was introduced. So RAG mostly fit into LLM as a chatbot use case. So like conversations. So recent scenarios, if you use any kind of web pages or web links, So we have to get n number of pages, list and thing. So because of that reasons, they are providing for simple access, they're providing of chatbots. If whatever you required, you can check and we can use there. Once you have given, I need this kind of information to the chatbot, it was easily going to retrieve. Because of that reason, easy access, the RAG is going to use. So now how to build a RAG? So for external data, so in your website or any kind of thing, so we need to get external data. So these are used from the limitations of LLM data. So like attaching the data from the outer source to the chatbot using code called loader. So if you add the data from the outer source, for example, you have created one web page, in that you can access any kind of things. So what we have to do? We have to give the outer source of data to the chatbot by using the code called loaders. So data is large size, so we can split it and we form the chunks using the splitters. So if the data is having a large size, we can split it by using form of chunks using splitters. From chunks, we create embedding or representations of values or objects like text, images, audios that are designed to be consumed by machine learning models and semantic search algorithm. So like we can retrieve the data of like text, images, audios, data. So whatever it may be, by using these embedding representations, by using of semantic search algorithms consumed by the machine learning models. Next on, and these embeddings are stored in a vector source stores. So what are these embeddings? Means this kind of text, images and audios, these are stored in a vector stores. From vector stores, we can create a vector index. So what is vector index? A vector index is a data structure used in a machine learning and information retrievals and other AI applications to organize and speed up search for similar high dimensional vectors. Whatever data, it was a huge or a small, so it was like a data structure. By using machine learning, we can able to speed up of a search. What was high dimensional vectors, what we want, the similar kind of things. The first one, questions are added to the embedding and added augmented, the LLM will be generate. So by default, we can have to give the some kind of prompts like basic things. For example, coming to the education sector. So in a chatbot, what we have to use the mail IDs, contact numbers of a department, a faculty or whatever it may be. So those kind of thing, pre-default questionnaires we are going to add it, and added augmented to the LLM will generate. So that's about the RAG. Thank you.